Hi there. Today I wanted to do a review for you of a product that I saw recently at my local drugstore, and it's by the company Rimmel, and it's called Scandaleyes. And this is a cream eyeshadow that comes in a tube. There's 0.23 ounces in each tube. I purchased this from a local Walgreens for $5.79 each. Actually, it was buy one, get one 50% off, so I spent less on one of the products. But they come in a variety of shades, probably about 10 different shades. I went for shades that were a little more jewel-like because I'm trying to get geared up towards the fall. I am wearing both of these colors today. Now the colors that I have are Pomegranate is the color on top. It's a beautiful burgundy rose with kind of rose and gold shimmer in it, and the bottom one is called Manganese Purple, and it's a purple with shimmer in it, but shimmer is the same color as the product, so it doesn't really look very shimmery on. Now there are doe foot applicators to apply these. So in applying the first one, this is the Pomegranate, and it goes on pretty opaque, but I don't think you would just put it on like this without shearing it or blending it out a little bit. So I'm going to blend it a little bit, and it looks really, really pretty. The other color I don't find works quite as well. This is the Manganese Purple. And let me try and get a little bit more product out. It's, I think, a little bit streaky, and especially when I try to shear it out, I find that it looks patchy. And it doesn't have quite the same intensity as the Pomegranate does. Now, I applied the Pomegranate on the inner half of my eye and the Manganese Purple on the outer half. The first time I applied it, I put it on with the doe foot applicator, and then I used my finger to shear it out, and what I found out is that on my eyelid it was kind of shearing out to almost nothing, and it was looking really patchy, and that was the case for both shades, but the case was far worse for the purple shade as opposed to the Pomegranate shade. So then I tried to put it on another time, and this time I used a kind of synthetic fluffy brush to blend it out, and it did better. And to an extent, you can build this with a couple different layers to try to build up the intensity, but it gets to a point where, you know, you're not going to build it up anymore. I also did use an eye primer before I applied these eyeshadows and let it, you know, dry a little bit. I blended it in, let it dry, but I just thought these look so patchy, and the Pomegranate especially applied so much better on my hand, and I think it's because you need to apply it on bare skin without anything below it. Now, to make this work in my eyeshadow look, because I did not like how it looked all on its own, I applied an eyeshadow of a similar shade on top of it. So I kind of used these as a base, and that looked pretty good, I would have to say. But I really had high hopes for this, that this would work all on its own, and it just, I don't find that it does. I find that the Pomegranate, again, works much better than this shade, but there's about 10 to a dozen shades in the range. And, you know, I don't know if they all perform as well as the Pomegranate, or as poorly as the Manganese Purple, or better or worse. So it's hard to say. And actually, I don't tend to want to buy any more of these products now that I've tried a couple of them. I just find that if I'm going to use a product all on its own, it's not going to be this, because I don't like how this works. And if I'm going to use a product as a base, there are much better bases out there at the drugstore, such as the Maybelline Color Tattoos. Now, as far as longevity of these, they do tend to fade a little bit, and I do want to show that they come off really easily with a makeup wipe, which kind of tells me that they're probably not the most long-wearing bases or eyeshadows out there. So I did want to tell you about that. I hope you found this review helpful, and have a great day. Thanks.